Okay, so we'll talk about the social context of my production, which, as you all know, is about Izzy. Yeah? So the message of my production and what are the social implications. My message of the production is to bring suicide prevention and mental health awareness, as mental health is one of the biggest
If I do it now, does that mean I've got to do it
crises in teenagers, young adults, and
Just life.
just
Stuff.
everything.
So is your angle that it's getting worse?
Yes, but also that there's hope in the end of the tunnel as well.
Yeah.
And
I think that like you could do it like because obviously you're showing a real. It's like about your. It's like about your. It's like about your reality, like the real reaction to what happens when someone does that. So it's kind of like a warning to this is what people around you will feel if you make that decision. Like so that's like you're spreading the awareness not through like this is what happens, not through facts, through like this is an real emotional story.
Like you want the viewers to feel like empathetic and stuff because they're obviously like watching something happen. Like obviously you're talking to her mum and stuff. I think you are. So I feel like you need to make it to do more like empathetic more than like factual, if that makes sense.
yeah, it's not going to be very. Obviously, there's going to be facts in it, but it's going to be mostly.
It's going to be about the personal.
It's going to be about a
More
personal
story,
journey
yeah.
with grief
Yeah.
from a best friend.
And I think that's
Is
the
it
right-
you?
yeah.
Is it like more about you, like how your like the grief after, or is it about her? Like
It's going to be about both of us, kind of like our journeys together. Like we started out being best friends, and now we ended up being one best friend's alive and one best friend's dead.
Stop dabbing on the haters.
I'm going to edit that out.
I think it's really a laughing matter, Sean.
I think what you could do is
What
like.
do you think ethically?
Is
Is
it-
that for
is-
so?
I think like another thing you could write about is like that you're not just spreading awareness. Like I don't know if it's relevant to the thing, but you're also like you have to like you know the thing when you were talking to her mum about what you were going to put in and not put in. Like that's another ethical consideration. It's like the reality of it, like how like I don't even know what I'm
But
saying.
if you're trying to warn people, you kind of have to have an element of.
You kind of have to push
Shock
it.
value.
You have to kind of push it to like the truth because that's what you're trying to. If you want it to have the effect of, you know, like.
If you want
stopping
people to fully understand the severity of it, you kind of have to go into explicit detail.
I will be going
and not even just
That's
about the
quite a
event,
hard
about
thing.
like your personal journey. Like I'm not saying like you have to like cry your eyes out on camera, but like show the emotion.
Yeah.
Like show the emotion that you feel because that's what's
Because
gonna.
otherwise it looks fake, and you need it to be like not looks fake, but like looks not as like genuine as it can be.
That's what will make it click.
The social issue with that is that people might be uncovering, past trauma if they relate to this.
But that's the reality of life.
But they won't relate to it if they don't see it as.
I feel
accurate.
like I'm going to try and make it so that everybody that watches the production relates to like at least something. Like most girls, a lot of girls I know have struggled with body image issues or anorexia, and that's what she struggled with, and all people have struggled with suicidal thoughts and depression or autism and borderline personality disorder.
Do you want it to be hopeful? Like, do you want it to be like, or do you want it to just be like sad?
I want that to be at the end. I'm going to kind of be like, at the end, this is my story, and even though I'm now having to live without a person that was literally my other half,
You can do it.
you can get through it. And even though that there was a time when I was in hospital, like I was in hospital for ages, and
You're going to have to address that in documentary.
Is it more about the grief of it? Like I'm a bit confused. Is the main documentary about the grief, or are you going to talk about what happened at the start and
before or
then
after?
talk about the grief?
this is going to be 3 parts: her life, her death, and the aftermath. Her life is about everything. Her life is going to be about the way that I'm going to portray her is how I saw and how I knew her. I mean, she was an amazing rugby player. She was a very talented musician. She was just a lovely friend. She was I can't even explain how amazing she was as a friend and how loved she was and how much I loved her. But and then her death is going to be, that part is going to be like the sad emotional part. It's going to be the more factual
The middle part of it.
Yeah, and then I guess the aftermath is about your you and like her loved one's journey through recovery. It could even be like, if you want to have like a social impact as well, you could say at the end like, and if you're, I know it's like a really personal thing, but it's like, if you're thinking about killing yourself, think about the people, think about the people you've seen in this story, and think about the person that I lost. And because when you're seeing someone from an outside perspective, it's like you don't realize how much of a treasure that you are. But when you're seeing it from someone else, you would go, why would they ever, like, you know what I mean? It's like you could say like remember like how, like, you know what I mean? It's like remember like us, because remember us, remember Izzy, because it's like that's what you're missing out on. You're missing out on all that like love that, do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
I see the social impact, how it affects other people after it has happened,
and if you
how it affects the community, like her rugby team, I'm assuming she played in a band or like,
yeah, she was in a band,
like how it affects everyone
normally in like these kind of sad like that kind of topic documentaries, they kind of like have a little thing at the end if you're thinking about but you can say look at this, like this is the reality of what happens when you're doing it. Yeah, I've got through it, but it's like this, like, treasure your life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that might be a good, because that's a rare message you get, because they always beat around the bush with it so much, but like,
I'm not going to go into any nitty gritty details. I'm not going to go into how she did it or like.
But you don't need to do it into how she did it. It's the fact that she didn't do it.
Yeah. But what I am going to go into is why she did it, like the leading up moments to it. She was on drugs the day before, and she had a party and had a lot of alcohol. She was on cocaine, and I think MDMA, but I'm not too sure about MDMA, so I'm not going to include it because in the toxicology report there wasn't any traces of it, but I heard around that she had been doing it.
That's a negative thing, you heard that around. That's a false rumor. The toxicology report didn't show that. That shows you the stigma attached to these kind of things.
Yeah, and I'm going to relay it to the audience, not in a condescending way, like don't do drugs, don't do this, don't do that.
Look at what happens. It's
but you do what you want to do, but this is what happens. This is
and that's the perfect angle, like, to make a social change, because telling someone like just don't do it, it's like do what you want. You're a teenager, but this is the reality. Someone died, and this is what's happened to me and their family and all their friends. It's like, that's what you have to show, because that's what would impact me, not just like another person being like if you're just drugs are bad, or like if you're sad, like don't call this helpline. It's like this is the truth. This is what really happened. I think that would really
and I think you should interview like all other people that she like community she was a part of, like the rugby team and stuff, to say how it impacted them and like how much they like loved. I don't know.
It would help if you had footage then before and after to show the change, especially yourself.
Yeah.
That's
great change.
Yeah.
So I definitely lost my spark a little bit after she
Yeah.
died. That's so cringe
who
to
are you
say.
going to interview out of our friends?
Flossie.
Just Flossie?
And I've asked a couple of other people, but I don't think they're fully comfortable with doing it.
It might be hard for them to watch it as well, because one thing you could use narratively is, like I said, the before and after. But of course that's quite a hard thing to see.
You interviewing her mum and...
Yeah, her brother, her mum, Flossie. I'm also going to interview my dad, because he had an outside perspective of what his loved one looked like whilst grieving. Because I mean, grieving is like, it's messy. I mean, I was at her funeral having drinks and looking all fine and everything, but when I got home I hid under my bed for the next 2 weeks and did nothing. Like, I know that is like, that's the reality of it though.
And you have to include like how bad it was, because that's the only way that because when you take anything out of it and I would say, like, just...
You sugarcoat.
Yeah, you just got to be like, look, like, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not forcing you. It's just like, this is what happens. It's not a joke. It's not like some, like... It's like, this is the truth of, like... And that's why it's so good that you asked Sarah about including the drugs thing. Because, I mean, that's a massive part of it. I didn't know that. Like, that's like... And that's something that someone could think about when they're on a night out. like
Oh,
you
if
put
I
it in your
just
thing.
kill myself.
That's
No,
something
but
they
it's
could
more
think
to the
about.
people you're around, you don't know what you're interested
That's something they could think about on a night out. It's like they see their friend, or maybe they're
Who
thinking
know
about
they've
doing
been
drugs,
struggling with something, you
and they're
can
taking
help.
drugs, and they go, man, like you're staying with me tonight, like do you know what I mean? It's like that memory of watching it could just trigger something in someone's brain to like be like. And I don't know if you said you wanted to put it out, you didn't want to put it out. I think putting it out would be amazing,
No, I'm gonna put it out there.
definitely.
Put it
I'm
out.
gonna-
What, the drug thing?
No, like the documentary. 'Cause I don't know if you said you were
what,
going to release it publicly or not. I think it would be an amazing thing to do because it's an amazing. It's like as sad as it is, it's a powerful story. So it's like, and you could really make a like impact with that, especially around here. Everyone knows kind of what happened, and like I think like in the way I imagine it, it would definitely have an effect on me. That it's like it just like I've never seen someone such a private thing, so like open. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you're
Yeah.
actually trying to get
Because everybody knows about it. I mean, did you know about it? Like
But
that?
settled. Did you? Yeah, really? Oh yeah, because she went to Borlase.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
No, I've heard it through you telling me
Yeah,
many times.
yeah. I mean, it's not I mean, it's an open thing that I talk about because I mean,
It's the
she
right
was a
thing to
big
do.
part of my life, and she was a big part of my life. I don't want everyone to look at her and be like, "Oh, that's the girl that killed herself."
Yeah.
I want people to look at her and be like, "That's the amazing, sunshiny, glittery girl that I knew."
Yeah.
Like that is my main my main thing that I'm trying to get across. And I'm also, this is who I'm aiming at. I'm aiming at people 16 to 25 because she was 17 at the time she died. I want people to be able to look at her and relate to her in one way or another, whether it be her mental issues or whether it be what she struggled with, her misusing drugs, or
Her passion,
and also-
passions for or her passions for things that everything that she loved doing.
Regarding that, the social aspect, it's like showing her in that light. It gives someone who might be feeling like that the outside look on
Perspective.
themselves. Like they might. I would say it like because at the end of the day, it's like she could have been any of us. It's like when's like. It's like I think you should be like, but you should say to the audience if you can, like, but this is you, like you are this amazing person and you don't even realise, because obviously it's from the perspective of your best friend.
Yeah.
So someone could see that and be like, that's how my best friend must perceive me, like I could never do that to them. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like showing how much you care about her from the perspective of a best friend.
Shows
might-
that people are loved, and then they're
Yeah.
thinking that they're like this is this, but no, they have people around.
because
them
I'm sure
love
that
them.
I'm sure that people who commit suicide wouldn't have that belief about themselves, that they're loved, that they're like, even if they are. So it's just like showing that it's like we're normal people.
I feel like you should say like you a lot in the story. Like
It should be about
you.
you.
Should say like no, not as in you, but say like the words. Say like you should do this. You, like involve like the viewer into it,
yeah.
so then they feel like they're being told like you're loved. You know, we're not obviously getting like but like not making it cringe, but like being like if
No, but,
you
but
need
like
help,
even if it is cringe, like that's what I want to. That's
yeah.
what, like
It's just the truth.
everyone should feel loved.
Yeah.
Like if I've always said this, even if my worst enemy, I don't have any enemies by the way, but even if someone I hate so much, which I do, a lot of
But you have
people.
no enemies.
Yeah, but they don't hate me back. So it's like
mean-
one-sided. I'm
Quite,
joking.
quite a malignant thing.
I'm joking.
It's just Sigma.
But I've always said to everybody, like, if you feel like you have no one, you always have me. And that you know how, what's that called?
you should say that on the thing. Be like,
Like,
if
if
anyone
you-
wants to reach out. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to put, like, places where people can go and reach out to. And
Childline? Do people ring? I don't know.
I think Childline's for kids.
Do you know what?
Like,
Adult line.
kids.
Do you know what I would say?
Supplementary.
I would say
Yeah.
you could say like just look around, like no matter, even if it's not many people, there is someone that loves you.
Yeah.
Like and you might not believe it, but I
But
promise
there
it's
is,
true.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and you could say that, I mean, I don't know about if Izzy felt like people didn't love her or whatever, but you could say that if she didn't, then you could say that's how Izzy felt, and I loved her so much, her mum. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because when you're in that state, you just don't believe anyone likes you.
Yeah.
You just you feel like everyone hates you. But expressing that, like, this person who maybe didn't believe that, I don't know, but like, do you know what I mean? It's like
I don't know if it's a
showing that.
matter of other people hate them. I think it's more of a thing of self-hate.
I know, but it's like you feel like you're.
no one likes you. You're
I
like
don't know.
isolated in like a little.
I mean, I come from a point of view where I've been in a suicidal place before. I mean, by God, after after Izzy died, that's all I wanted to do.
Did you feel like anyone loved you at that time?
No.
Yeah, and I think
Because
that.
that's the thing, you're going like, I hate myself, and then you think, oh, other people don't
Yeah,
like me because
and I
I'm
think that's- I think
saying
that's-
I hate
Even though I was getting the most love I've ever got in my
Yeah.
whole entire life. I mean, I had 600 messages on Snapchat. I never,
messaged
yeah, I know. I never felt so cared
Alone,
for in
yeah.
my life, but I also never felt so alone in my life.
And you could say that it's like you have to remember that people love you. Like no matter how hard it is, you have to just be like, someone loves me. Like that would be a good thing because I don't know. I mean, not many people who believe someone are like, I don't know, like if Izzy felt like that, but you can say that you felt like that. But you can say that like we loved her so much, and even if she didn't believe that, it was true. Like getting that into people's head, because someone who's watching that who might feel the same way, it might make them think about, oh, my dog loves me, or my mum loves me, or my best
my
friend
teddy
loves
bear
me.
loves
Yeah,
me.
literally, it's like.
It's like there is someone or something. There are people in the world that love you, and everybody has someone that loves
Yeah.
them, and that is the message that.
And
I
even
wanna
no
get
matter how
across.
messed up you are, like even there are people. It's like
People still love Hitler.
no, but like even like
I'm
like
gonna
yeah.
edit that out.
Yeah, but even like a homeless guy,
Times more.
even like a homeless guy, there's like someone walking down the street who just loves them, like or who cares about them. Do you know what I mean? Even the tiniest amount. It's like there are people out there. It's kind of crazy. That's Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
Or even like finding religion, like God loves. Like,
That is
Yeah.
the angle. Like I think I don't know how what your beliefs and opinion are, but I do think big part of prevention and how you can the direction you can point people in is more positive aspects. I do think a lot of people struggling with this have turned in positive religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, there's communities where you get welcomed in, and you.
And then you know
You
that
receive
God
that love.
always loves you. It's just crazy. It's so hype.
I don't know if it's more of a hype thing. It's more of a comfort thing.
Yeah, but it's just like
Are you religious?
Yes.
that was really weird. I said that, and then I saw your.
yeah.
Do you pray every day?
I pray.
Is that a Bible? Do you
Okay, I'm gonna stop this now.
Sean, do you believe in it?